Ramayana and Mahabharat are the core of Indian history, Indian culture, and knowledge. They both have given us a different perspective. They both have given us a vision of how to live a life, a purposeful life, a meaningful life, and a life full of uh, knowledge, full of understanding, full of knowing what you're doing, how you're doing, for what you're doing, what is the purpose behind everything. So, Ramayana and Mahabharat, many call it a myth, but it is a history for us. It is the reality, and we unfolded few facts in our previous session where the existence of many places and many objects which prove that Ramayana and Mahabharata did happen. These epics are not just a story written by imagination, but they are our real history. How it happened, we can go through the books, the text itself, and they are not just epics or the stories of war, but they are stories of human life and how it evolved through time. So, in this session, let us get into deeper meaning of Ramayana and Mahabharata. In the first session, we unfolded the evidences of Ramayana and Mahabharata present in the geology of India. Now, let us unfold the deeper reality, the truth of human life. When we talk about the truth of human life, we are talking about success and failure, love and hate, friendship and enemies, knowledge and illiteracy, joy and sadness, war and peace, personal and political, self and society, and many more such examples of Ramayana and Mahabharata connect to human life even today. So the way we live our life today and the situations we face, the problems we face, whether it is success or failure, love or hate, friendship or making enemies, knowledge or illiteracy, joy or sadness, war or peace, what is personal, what is political. I love the concept of personal and political when I was studying political studies university. So, and I was able to connect with it throughout the history, that there has been a series of incidents and events where personal has been political and political has been personal. What is self and how do you identify the society? And there are a lot of more such similarities in human life today and these texts, and how we can connect our human life to these epics of our Indian history, and how they have taught us a lot of things about how to deal with such situations, how to deal with our problems, and not just problems from beginning of our life till the end of it. So how everything works out, and basically these scriptures or these epics, they are mere guidelines for our human life, to live our life simply with peace and with harmony and with confidence that we can figure out something if we are in problem, and we can move ahead and reach till our final destination, uniting with the ultimate divine. So these are the guidelines, or these are scriptures which guide us through our human life. The most beautiful part of Ramayana and Mahabharata are the teachings that they give us, that they give to human life, from the beginning of a problem till the end of it, and from the beginning of life until the end of it, and not just that, but beyond it. To improve our afterlife, we believe in rebirth. As Hindus, we believe in rebirth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. According to our karmas, we again take rebirth in different bodies, different shapes, different life, and if we dharma, artha, kama, moksha, if we practice our artha and kama according to dharma, if our artha, which means the valuables or the money that we have or something which has value that we carry, that is our artha, and our kam is our intentions or our desires. So when our desires, our intentions, and our valuables, when they are practiced in a way with dharma, with a particular way of life, only then you can attain moksha. So that is the basic core philosophy of Hinduism. And both of them, Mahabharat and Ramayana, they teach us how to make our afterlife, which means moksha, more beautiful. And not only that, but this life should also be beautiful. Because when Shri Vallabhacharya describes in his philosophy that yes, you have to live moksha, that should be a purpose of human life. But at the same time, if you cannot experience or if you cannot live life full of moksha in this birth, you can never experience it after life. Because over there you will not have your senses, you will not have your organs, you will not have the ability to feel the moksha. But in this life, you have the ability to experience the moksha with your complete presence of mind and consciousness. This is the beauty of Ramayana and Mahabharata that teaches us. There are many events of Ramayana and Mahabharata which can be connected to human life today. How we practice our life, how situations fall into part, whether it is business management, whether it is dealing with personal issues, whether it is thinking in a positive way, or many such things. For example, in Mahabharata, when Arjun feels that it is not in my capacity to fight a battle in the battlefield of Kurukshetra with my relatives, because when he saw that in front of him, his guru, his teachers, his grandparents, Bhishma Pitamaha, Guru Dronacharya, his cousins, all of his relatives and his own people he was fighting against. He was full of sorrow and dropped his weapons in the battlefield, in the middle of the battlefield. He dropped his weapons. And for a warrior, that is a big problem, to drop your weapon in the middle of the battlefield. So, Shri Krishna motivated him. He gave him the knowledge, the divine knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and took away his vishad, sorrow, and filled him up. He recharged him with the right perspective. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. The battlefield is of dharma, and we are fighting to remove adharma. So, if there is a right purpose, if there is a right direction in your life, you can create miracles and change things how it's supposed to be. So, this is what Ramayana and Mahabharata teaches us. Now, let us look into two things that Ramayana teaches us. Awaken your energies and talent within. We all have unique talents, we all have unique abilities, and we just need to figure it out. We just need to find them out. Before crossing the sea, Hanumanji was not confident how they will go to Lanka. He did not know what energies and what powers does he have, he carries. So he was not confident, he was quite worried that we want to bring back Sita ji from Sri Lanka, but we don't have resources, we don't have that strength that we can travel from India to Lanka. So he was quite worried about that. Then Sugriv ji and others made Hanumanji aware about what strength and skill they have, which is more than enough to cross the sea and to reach them. Shri Hanumanji, he In his childhood, he was blessed with many powers. If you have gone through the stories of Hanumanji, you can unfold that how he was blessed with different powers, and because of some reason, he was given a shrap or a curse where he had to forget what all energies he had, and only when the right time came, he will recall them and he will be able to use them. Sugrivji and all the other Vanar Sena, they all made him recall his energies and his power, his strengths. This is what it teaches us, that we all have different strengths and power. We all have the ability to deal with problems in our life. We just give up because we feel we can't. But when we start looking into them, when we start looking into ourselves, and there is always a way out of all problems. We just need to find out the right way. And we have the strength, we have the power, we have the ability to conquer any opportunities that come towards us. We just need to be confident that we are in the shelter of Shri Krishna. Krishna eva gatir mama. Krishna is the ultimate shelter of my mind. And I'm confident and I believe that if he is with me, I can win any battle. So this was the first teaching from Ramayana. Awaken your energies and talent within. Second is love and faith. Even thousands of miles away, Sitaji had strong faith that Sri Ramji will surely come to rescue her and defeat Ram. For such a long time, Sitaji was alone in the Ashok Vatika, in the palace of Ravan, Lanka. And Sri Ramji was in the forest for his exile. But she has this confidence that Sri Ramji, he doesn't even know where is Sita. And where did Ravan take her after abducting her. But still, she has the full confidence and faith and love for Sri Ramji that, yes, I know that he'll come and he'll take me away from here. So we are stuck in this material world, and we should have this confidence and faith in Shri Krishna that when the moment comes, when the time comes, he'll pull us out of this material world and give his alokita, his divine experience to us. So we might be in all kind of wrong or right situations maybe, but out of all of that, Sthita Pragya, being in a balanced state of your mind, where good or bad, right or wrong, doesn't matter. That situation of your mindset and that situation of your mind gives you this confidence and surety that you're surrendered yourself in the lotus feet, and you have that faith in your confidence that, yes, I'll be crossing life with utmost surety and joyfulness. So these are the two teachings from Ramayana. Now let us look into two facts or two teachings from Mahabharat. There are unlimited teachings and there are unlimited perspectives and ways to understand these two scriptures. But here are just two teachings which we can direct from both of them. So first from Mahabharata is, be aware of what you speak. The core reason of the battle of Mahabharat was the word of Draupadi. It is said that one of the major reasons behind the Mahabharat war was the words of Draupadi in gathering of Pandavas and Kauravas. These words became the reason to create anger and hate among them. When the Kauravas visited the house of Pandavas, and there was a floor. Actually, it was a pond, but it looked like a floor. And Duryodhan did not know that I will be walking on water if I go ahead. It just looked like it was a marble flooring. So he started working on it, and when the water came, the pond came, he just fell into the water. And Draupadi was standing uh, in the near place, and she looked at Duryodhan falling into the water, started laughing. She did the attahas, and the man's ego of Duryodhan was hurt very badly, and that was the key reason of the war of Mahabharat. So, what you speak, how you react, how you take your actions decides how those actions will be coming back to you, how the reaction will be coming, and what will be the repercussion. So, think wisely and then speak, then take your actions to avoid Mahabharat in your life. So, this is one of the major teachings from Mahabharat, that be wise in speaking. Have vivek in what you speak, in your actions. The second thing that we have to learn from Mahabharat is faith and ashray. Mahabharat shows many incidents which shows the importance of strong faith and ananya ashray. Pandavas chose Krishna with them in Mahabharat war instead of his army to side with them. Shri Krishna said that I have two things. The way of participating in the war, I'll be participating in two ways. The first will be me myself, I'll be taking the side. And the second will be my army, Akshuni Sena. So now it's up to you, Pandavas and Kauravas. You have to decide what do you want. Arjun decided to have Shri Krishna in his side, and this is a very beautiful story at how all this happens. So one day, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, he was sleeping in his room, and the leader of Kauravas, Duryodhan, he enters the room of Bhagavan Shri Krishna and comes and sits near his head and waits for Shri Krishna to wake up. And in some time, Arjun comes and enters the room of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and he sits near the feet of Shri Krishna. After a few minutes, when Bhagavan woke up, it is very natural to see someone in the front of you rather than sitting beside you. So when he woke up, he first saw Arjun sitting in the front and asked him, how did you come here, Arjun? What is the reason of you coming here and visiting me? Before Arjun says something, Duryodhan from the back, he responded, Krishna, I came first. So first talk to me. Listen what I have to say. One was okay. Arjun, you can wait for some time. Let me listen to Duryodhan, what he has to say. Duryodhan says that you gave us two options, that because he wanted to ask first. He was worried that if Arjun asks for the army of Shri Krishna, then they will have a greater power in the battlefield. So he wanted to ask first and take the Sena, take the army, and make it on his side. So Duryodhan asks that you gave us two options. First was you taking a side, and the second was your army taking a side. So Krishna, I want your army. I want your strength. So one said, okay, good for you, take it. And he just gave a glimpse of his eyes to Arjun and saw that Arjun was so happy that is what I wanted. I wanted you, Krishna. I did not want the army. Because हमें तो कृष्ण चाहिए मजबूत, सिर्फ कृष्ण की फौज नहीं. If Krishna is in your side, if he is with you, so you can win any battle of your life, and you can definitely win it. Yes, you will have to face challenges, you will have to face difficulties, but out of all of that, we have the assurance that we will win. So, because Shri Krishna is with us, He is in our side. That is what we have to learn in Mahabharat. That faith and Ashray, Ananya Ashray. Once you are in the shelter of Shri Krishna, He is everything for us. He is all that we have. So these are the two teachings in Mahabharat. There can be a lot which can be said about these two, but we have limited time and limited frame to share the knowledge of Ramayana and Mahabharata. There can be a series of just this session, but with limited time, we can just look up to a few of them and make a difference in our life. So our history is so precious and it is so purposeful and diverse that teaches the most important things of life even today. For example, how to live life and even how death can be celebrated. Celebration of death or end of life is only in Hindu traditions. We celebrate birth, we celebrate death. And that is the uniqueness of our life and lifestyle, because we believe that even death is connecting back to your divine source. So we celebrate that as well. Pushtimar we celebrated through Mala Pehamni. So how to live life and even how death can be celebrated. What is the aim of life? How to achieve it, and how to handle ups and downs of life. So let's turn to our history before returning. This is how we can change our perspectives and change our lifestyle to live a life full of purpose, meaning, and positivity through the understanding of history to live our present and make our beautiful future a glorious one and a joyful one. So I go down to lotus feet of Krishna and Sri Ram for blessing us with such life and understanding of life, that we can live our life throughout all the problems and difficulties. We have that confidence that we can come out of them and live our life with purpose and joyfulness. Shubham Bhavatu.